Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a quick makeup tutorial of the look that I've been wearing lately, and it's going to be featuring the Tisse Vendome from Chanel. This is the 204 quad, and let me just have the camera focus. This is part of their permanent collection, so you can purchase this at any time. And as you can see, it is very well loved. I have reached pan. I pretty much bought this quad for this coral color here, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. First things first, I'm going to pick up my hair because Lord knows that I can't have my hair in my face. I've already primed with the TooFaced Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. And I have also moisturized my face with the new Clinique Dramatically Different Hydrating Jelly. So far, I'm liking this product. However, as you can see, I haven't really used much of it. I've only used it for about a week. So we're gonna hold off on what my final thoughts are on that. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and start off with is the Chanel Teint Ultra Tenue Flawless Foundation. Now, this foundation is for people with oily skin. I do not recommend this for anybody with dry skin. I'm going to go ahead and apply that with a beauty blender. Make sure that your beauty blender is very saturated. I'm going to go ahead and take one pump. Oh, that was weak. Okay, one pump. I guess I'm running out. Directly on my sponge, and I'm just gonna go ahead and just blend that out. And I'm gonna have just a mirror on the side so I can get more of a closer picture. I do one side of my face at a time because this foundation, as most foundations that are super matte, tend to dry very quickly. So I just continue to put that all over the one half of my face and on my jawline. I'm gonna go ahead and take another pump and do the other side of my face. Now, I'm not gonna go ahead and give you a review on this foundation yet, because this foundation was just reformulated. So right when I thought I had an opinion about it, I now have to use the reformulated one before I can sit down and actually talk about this product. So when I bought this foundation and I started using it, it was quite literally right before they were gonna come out with the new one. Now the third pump, I usually just put it on my hand because I use half of that pump for my forehead and the other half for my nose and chin. Now you have to work fast with this foundation, which is why I only do one section of my face at a time. Because of that reason. It will dry quickly. However, once I have applied one layer of this foundation, it is full coverage. So I don't find that I need more than one pump. I feel like one pump is more than enough for my face. And so I work that into the skin in just a bouncing technique fairly quickly, and it helps when the beauty blender is very saturated. However, I do not recommend that you try this foundation with a dry sponge. You will hate your life, okay? Been there, done that. So we're done with that. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Bareminerals Translucent Setting Powder. I'm just gonna grab a fluffy brush. I'm just using a Bareminerals buff brush. And I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face with this powder. Just swirl, tap, and buff all over my face. With this foundation, I don't find that I have to set my under eye too much. I really don't find any issues with it. And I only wear one layer of this foundation, and it provides the coverage I need. So this foundation oxidizes. So if I look a little bit white, that'll change throughout the video. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Benefit Pretty USA palette, and I'm gonna go ahead and use Hoola to bronze my face. And I'm gonna use the Bareminerals Blooming Blush Brush to go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sculpt a little bit, you know, where I want a little bit of just color. Just the temples of my face. And I just really work that in. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Now the weather today is beautiful, but I find that we're getting, the sun is, it's just everywhere today. So I'm sorry if you find, you know, the lighting to be a little bit weird. So I've just bronzed the edge of my forehead a little bit, my temples, and the hollows of my face. And I've really just buffed that in to my liking. I don't like using too much of any product. I like for it to look as natural as possible. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Chanel blush in Golden Sun number 280. Let me go ahead and show you what this looks like. It's a beautiful nude blush, and I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that to the apples of my cheek. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't really have very defined apples, so smiling doesn't really do much for me. I have to, like, I already know where they are, and so it's kind of like a sweeping motion. If you have the same problem, let me know. Then I'm going to go in with, let me see, the same Benefit palette, but I'm gonna go ahead and use the highlight in here, which is Dandelion Twinkle. As you can see, I really like this palette. I've hit pan on most colors. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and apply that to my cheekbones and just like a little bit on the temples. I like doing that in the summer. I don't know why, actually. It's a good question. I don't know why, but I find it to be very pretty, like especially when the sun hits my face. Then I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyelids. I'm gonna use the Too Faced 24-hour anti-crease eyeshadow primer. And I apply just a little bit to my eyelids, literally just a drop. Now this primer, it's okay. I mean, I like it. It does what it says it does, but I just wish that it had a little bit of color, because I don't feel like it neutralizes my eyelids too much. Obviously, because it's sort of like a, you know, clear formula, even though when you put it out on your finger, it's like tan, you know what I mean? See? But when I apply it onto my eyelids, I'm just not, I put it this way. I prefer my Bareminerals 5-in-1 primer way better. Because it comes in all sorts of colors, and you can choose what color is your true nude to neutralize your eyelids. I have very veiny eyelids, so that tends to be a problem. We're now gonna get to the eyes. So I'm gonna get the, again, Chanel 204 Tisse Vendome palette. And I'm going to mix the lightest shade and the peach shade. And I'm gonna apply that all over my lids. And I'm using just a regular TooFaced eyeshadow brush. And you wanna get an even layer of that all the way up to the brow bone. You're gonna do one thin layer of that. Now, for those of you with smaller eyelids, you can stop at one layer before moving to the coral color, which will be the next step. But I have larger eyelids, so I have to repeat this process twice on each eye in order for me to get an even layer. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that process on my other eye. I just want to let you know, while I'm doing this, we're gonna talk about Jane the Virgin. I don't know how many of you watch that show, but I love it. And I watched all 4 seasons on Netflix, and I binged just as everyone else in society does who owns Netflix. And now that the 5th and final season is on the CW, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, because I have become so spoiled by Netflix that I hate having to wait for an episode every week. Now, the next step is I'm gonna go into the coral color only, swirl it onto my brush. I'm using the same brush for this, okay? And you're only gonna do your eyelid, okay? So concentrate that color on your eyelid just to make it a bit more peach. You're gonna get a very light peach tone with this color. And like I said, those of you with smaller eyelids, you only have to repeat this process once. I have to do it twice in order to achieve the amount of coral I want to concentrate on my eyelids. Okay? Well, anyways, yes. So I haven't watched the first episode, which aired the 27th of March, because I don't have cable, so I don't pay for any of those channels. I just wait for it to come out on Netflix, but I'm finding it hard. So you're gonna get just a bit more of that coral on your lids once you do that process. Now the next step is I'm gonna use my Chanel number 19 eyeshadow blender brush. And you're gonna dip into the lightest brown and the darkest brown. You swirl this one first and this one last. And that's what you're gonna put on your crease. Okay? I just blow off the excess because I don't want it, you know, it's a mess. So you're just gonna go ahead and apply that right on your crease with a very light hand, okay? And you're just gonna blend, blend, blend. Have a clean brush, a clean blender brush nearby, because you may need it for this process. So you're gonna repeat the same process on the other side. And you're just gonna get that on your crease. Now this look is an everyday look. If you wanna spice this up, you can actually use a dark color to like give yourself a smoky effect on the top. But I truly prefer this palette for an everyday look, especially now in the spring. So once you have blended out the crease color to your liking, if you feel the need to go in with a clean brush and blend that out, you can. At this time, I don't need to do that. I'm gonna get the same brush I used for my mineral veil, and I'm just going to sweep off any fallout that I may have gotten on my face. All right, next we're gonna move into eyeliner. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Bareminerals Round the Clock 7 p.m. eyeliner, and I'm gonna have to use a different mirror for this because doing eyeliner on camera is really not the easiest, and I really need to get up close and personal with my face. So I'm gonna bring this right here, and I'm just gonna line half of my eye, top eyelash only. So I hold my eye and I pull on it a little bit, and then I just drag my eyeliner in midway. This helps to open up my eyes, and it really keeps my skin from wrinkling when I'm putting on the eyeliner. I have wrinkly eyelids, and so you gotta work around that. Okay, once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and use my TooFaced Chocolate Brownie Cocoa Butter brow pencil, and this is in deep brown. And what I'm gonna do is, because the foundation tends to, and the eyeshadow tends to wash out my eyebrows, what I use the pencil brush for is just to bring back a little bit of the color into my eyebrows. Now, I have very thick eyebrows, so I don't need to do much. Quite literally, I'm just giving them a little bit of color, as you can see. Just bringing this area here a little bit, you know, back to life. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the other eyebrow. Now, I am not a fan of these pencil brushes. This is the second brand I've tried Benefit, and I've now tried the TooFaced one. I truly don't like them. I find that they make my eyebrow hairs shed, which I feel like they're supposed to be like preserving the little bit of hair you do have. There you go. Just a little bit. Goes a long way. And so I constantly shed my eyebrow hairs with this, but the reason I have been using it is because I truly wanted to give it a fair shot before I had any negative comments to say about that. So that's pretty much the verdict. I'm then gonna go in with my Benefit 24-hour brow setter, and pretty much the reason why I even started using a brow pencil was because this gel formula is clear, and I already had it and I had been using it, and it gets cloudy, and so I feel like if my eyebrows are already washed out, putting this like cloudy gel-like formula on my eyebrows only makes them more invisible, which looks weird because then my hair is like super dark. But yeah, and so we're done with this step, and I only put a little bit, you know, because my eyebrow hairs are really long, which is why I have to use this kind of stuff. Next, and the final step is, well, before lipstick. Don't be ridiculous. Of course I wouldn't forget lipstick. I'm gonna go in with Le Volume de Chanel number 70 in Blue Night. This is a color that tends to come in and out of a season for them. Every year they come out with a burgundy. Almost every year, I have to say. They come out with some sort of colored mascara. So one year they did green, one year they did blue, another year they did burgundy, and I buy them all because I feel like they are very subtle, but when the light hits your eyes, you're like, oh damn, something, like you can tell that there's something going on, like a je ne sais quoi. but you don't know what it is. So this almost looks black, but when the sunlight hits my eyes, you can tell that it's blue. And this is like a navy blue mascara. I like Chanel's mascara a lot. It does not flake. It still flakes a little bit on me, but it does not flake as much as my Too Faced Better Than Sex. And I get the same results. Now, when I use my Better Than Sex mascara with a eyelash primer, I have zero flakage, which is why I had to invest in buying a eyelash base, because there are mascaras that I have purchased because they've come in a set, and I'm just not gonna let them grow old there and not use them. So, you know, where there's a will, there's a way. And so we are done with the mascara. You are only going to put mascara on the top lashes, because I find that it just looks more cash. And so I'm just wiping off any like sort of, you know, blending out this area a little bit more. And then we're gonna move on to lipstick. I'm going to use I know I have a Pat McGrath lipstick in here somewhere that I really wanted to start using. Let me see. Bear with me. Okay. This is Modern Woman. I don't want to use that one. This doesn't match. Okay, here it is. So I'm obviously brand new. I haven't even used this yet. I'm gonna use my Los Angeles Pat McGrath Luxe Trance lipstick. This is a perfect nude. I will not line my lips because I don't need to. And so, oh wow, that is a little bit dark and intense. Okay. I'm gonna use a gloss. I'm gonna use a gloss to, you know, handle the situation. Let me see what I got here. Or I can just go over it with something a little bit lighter. I am gonna do that. Let's see. I'm gonna go in with Bridezilla, which is a Peach Kiss lipstick from Too Faced. And I'm just gonna apply this. They smell so good. I'm gonna apply this to the center. That's better. All right, that pretty much completes this look. I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day, guys. Okay. I changed my mind. I really didn't like that lip combo. I really tried to like it while I was off camera, and it just irked me. So I went back into like my makeup collection, and I picked out a combo that I've been wearing lately now for spring that I feel like goes perfect with this look. And it is the MAC Fancied lipstick, which is a very pretty coral matte, but it's like a warm coral tone. You'll see now when I put it on. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply my Bareminerals Moxie lip gloss in Best Friend. So let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a matte formula, so that's why I have to put on a lip gloss, because otherwise it'll be the Sahara Desert on my lips. It's horrible. Okay, See how pretty? Much better. And then I'm gonna go in with this lip gloss. Apply a thin layer on top. It could be any lip gloss you have, honestly. Whatever you have lying around. I tend to have a backstock of lip gloss because I like matte shades. And I tend to run into this problem. So I always have one in my purse for whatever needs you may have. See how much better that lipstick looks with this look? I love it. I'm glad I came back for this because I really didn't like that other look. I mean, I really did try. I looked at myself in the mirror. I walked around. I let it sit in. I let my eyes adjust to looking at it. It didn't work. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have been thinking about purchasing a new Chanel quad, I totally recommend the 204. And so keep something in mind. Chanel eyeshadows are very shimmery, and Tisse Vendome, which I think is quad 226, if I'm not mistaken. I purchased that quad and I wasn't a fan of it because I'm gonna verify that I'm giving you that correct quad number. Because it was just way too shimmery. Like, I like a little bit of shimmer, but I like subtle shimmer like this, like a satin type of finish. And this was like, it was too much. And so I really didn't like that quad. I used it obviously because I had it, and thank God I was using it in the fall, because I also find that that quad is very dark. The whole color palette of that, you know, quad is very dark, and so I wouldn't use that quad for the spring. But I truly did not like the shimmering effect on that. And so please make sure that when you are buying a quad at Chanel that you really swatch it, because you will be able to see that shimmery pigment on your arm immediately. I made the mistake of not swatching it in the store before I bought it. And so this is Tisse Vendome. It's like a purple, I'm sorry, Tisse Vendome, and it is quad 226. If you like those dark purples and like that dark, it's like a perfect quad for a smoky eye. That's the best way I can describe it, but shimmery is hell. And so this, I feel like, is a good in between. This is more of like, it has shimmer, but it's more satin finish. And it's appropriate for spring, it's appropriate for an everyday look, and yes, they are expensive. They retail for $62, so this is a luxury purchase. And overall, my opinion about these quads is that this is a luxury purchase. Are these quads better than using TooFaced or Bareminerals or NARS? I don't, truly, in my opinion, I don't think so. I believe that those brands are better when it comes to eyeshadow formula. I feel that I can only speak for these satin finish eyeshadows, because the Chanel matte eyeshadow quads are amazing, and honestly they are just as good as NARS and MAC, if not better. So I'm only speaking about their satin and shimmery baked formula. Not a huge fan. So I truly like this quad. If you were just thinking of maybe adding a quad to your collection and you wanted to splurge on something this month, I definitely recommend this. This is part of their permanent collection, so you can buy it all year round. And so I hope this video was informative and that you like this look. Thanks so much. See ya.